Hello and welcome, everybody out there in Union Arena and YouTube land. We are joined today with 14th place, taking Roy Mustang to Dallas, Cloud. Cloud, say hi to everybody.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me, by the way. Really do appreciate it. No, we're a
Thank
little
you
late,
for
but
having me.
oh, of course, of course. I want to document all of this. So, you took one of my personal favorite decks in the format, Roy Mustang. I am a huge Roy Glazer. FMA is one of the best animes of all time. No one will ever convince me otherwise.
I
Uh,
agree.
and you managed to be one of three or two people in the top 16 with this deck. Can you walk me through why you chose Mustang, knowing that you were heading into a Lance centric meta?
Well, I chose it because ever since I started playing UA was probably when Jujutsu Kaisen came out.
Mm.
So I've been playing Sukuna, and every time a new IP drops, I play blue a lot.
Mhm.
So I'm very comfortable and stuff playing with blue decks. I like the removal that Roy has. Um, and just like the ability to combo and be aggressive all at the same time I really like, so that's why I chose that.
Okay, well, yeah, it clearly worked out for you. So, your list is quite a bit different from many of the lists that I've seen thus far. Your curve being only 11 zeros and 5 ones compared to, I believe it was second place, who was sitting closer to 12 zeros and 8 ones. Can you walk me through what your logic behind the number of 0 and 1s? Because that seems to be like the biggest difference with all the Roy decks, right? How many 0
Mhm.
and 1s you like. Can you walk me through the logic behind why you picked these specific ones and why these specific numbers?
So I did a lot of play testing with my buddies.
Hmm.
One card that kept coming up was the draw one, ditch one. Um, yeah, Vato. I like seeing him early on. I realized that later down the line it wasn't as impactful.
Mm.
So I try to go higher on the one count, which isn't too high. And then as long as I see zeros, then I should be good. And it was as I was play testing and fooling around with the numbers, it worked out every time. I barely bricked. Uh, so I just kept it like that, playing. It was consistent. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the consistency is the key when it comes to this Roy deck, and I really do appreciate that. Now, at the top end, you're also running something different from the other lists that we've seen in top 32. You have four of the 4-1 Roys and two of the Edwards. Usually it's like a 2-2 split or a 3-2 or something like that, but you managed to squeeze in an extra one. Did you notice at any point in time during the event that having that number of vanilla 4Ks was advantageous compared to your opponent?
So I will say those two cards for
Hmm.
my matchups, they were really impactful. Uh, Before when I was playing Roy, I was scared to use or not Roy, Edward. I was scared to use his wind plate after I already took a hit or two from life
Hmm.
going into like turn 3 or so. But I played him, I would take the life, get him active. I would try to apply that early damage while building a bunch of decoys is how I was trying to play it. So it would be hard for them to pick between Edward or if I had a Roy on field. I would try to get them to somehow take it off board. And the longer it stays on board, the more of a problem it becomes. So I was fine with either way. Uh, the forecast Roy, I really like that because in a lot of the matchups, I would get two Roys on the field. And if they had lower bodies, I'd be able to throw my whole hand on maybe a higher card, swing with this Roy, get the draw, and then the way I'm minus using like a Riza raid or something, I'd be able to get another card off the field like a lower body.
Mm.
So I really like that card. Plus, it's an active trigger. Uh, the draw triggers from life is good. It's really good, especially for this deck. But I found myself losing a lot of cards on the field due to just me having to block and take damage. Or
Yeah, that is one thing I have noticed with a lot of decks is active triggers seem to be moving up in value and stonks lately.
Mm.
Really do like that. So the deck seems very well balanced, very well proportioned. Can you go over the different matchups you had as you climbed all the way through the event, and what was your experience with each of these matchups?
Okay, so the blue Sukuna
Mm-hmm.
I played for first round. I was able to have control over the had a good control over the matchup. I just kept targeting raid targets and stuff like that, trying to gain control and keep it. Um, so that wasn't too bad for Roy. The second matchup I had was Purple Coat. Unfortunately, my opponent bricked for 5 turns. And the more
That's
I kept
yeah.
seeing him like toss his cards, the faster I pushed up before he could build energy. So that was very unfortunate for him. Uh, Round 3 and 4, I played Purple Toto, which that was probably one of the decks I was scared to play the most.
Yeah, yeah. Why is that?
So before I was doing 3 Riza Hawkeyes double energies.
Mm.
When
Oh,
I figured Toto would come in play, I upped it to 4. Uh, Playing Toto, the only thing that was in my mind is I didn't really care too much about any of the raids. At first, I would just focus on trying to go through my deck and find the next double energy. And when
hmm.
I found it, I would just be like, okay, it's safe to play. So I would play one double energy on board, have enough to, if he does swap any of my characters, just to be able to play it next turn. And I would do early raids as soon as I built the energy, just to kind of just get an advantage in life. So if he did manage to get all my double energies out, it wouldn't be as bad. The hues came in handy a lot.
Him
Just the fact,
pulling it to the
yeah,
front and 4K it.
yeah.
Yeah, Hughes, our goat. Let's go.
Yeah, I was just like, this guy's awesome. And then I would throw the 4K Roys out front, the Edwards, and when I did have Roy or Riza, they would come in handy too. Everything just like kind of fell into place.
Mm.
But that was definitely one of the decks I looked out for the most. Um, Fifth round was Yellow Bambi.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I need to hear more.
Yellow Bambi, that's that's a scary deck.
Yeah,
One, it being yellow. Yellow has the best color trigger in the game.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, like it's insane. The action two being able to build board over and over again. And the cards he was throwing out on the front line impact. It was just
Hmm.
like hard to keep up. I knew what to target. I knew what to get off board. And it ultimately came down to a kind of luck.
Hmm.
The or maybe it was just the I picked the correct cards, but he had 3 impacts on board. Um, so if I didn't take him out the my upcoming turn, I was like screwed. He had the action too, all that stuff. I was able to take 2 impacts off the board, the AP2. Thankfully, I got Roy. I was able to minus like some of his board to make it easier, and then I ended up just getting impact.
Mm.
And yeah, but Yellow Bambi, don't underestimate that one.
I'm a big fan of the Bambi deck. I
Yeah.
built that after I got a bunch of boxes at Rumble Rama for Bleach Volume 2. I was like, hey, look at that. I have the Bambi deck. And yeah, that deck is scary. The only thing it's missing is triggers, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if it had triggers, that would be a contender in our meta.
But thanks to the boys playing Yellow Bambi, we did a bunch of practice matches.
Nice.
I knew what to aim for. I knew what to get off the board, what was gonna cause me the most trouble. Um, the next matchup I had was a mirror. And
Hmm.
the mirror, that one's a headache. It's kind of like who sees the raids the most
Yeah.
and who can be more aggressive. So we ended up having a close match. I saw more raids than him, so I was able to keep clearing his board and
So
stuff like that.
an interesting thing in the mirror, and I want your 2 cents on this because I have talked to other Roy pilots in the past. Do you think in the mirror match that Roy is the more valuable card or the Riza? Because I it seems to be going back and forth between like who thinks Riz is better since you can card select with her, and who thinks Roy is better since you can just remove their Roy as well.
Um, in my opinion, I think that's kind of a hard one, but I'd probably have to go with Riza
Mm,
because you get to arrange your deck, you get to minus anyone on the board. If you need to, you could push up Hughes or play with other characters that can just win in battle. I was also able to use Riza to get like specials to the top of my deck and then draw from there and then use that. Um, but I would say Riza. She helps like go through your deck so fast.
all right,
It's
good. That's
very helpful.
another one for Riza. Awesome.
And I will say that the mirror match, he was running. What was different about his deck was he was running this guy.
Oh, to get those Rizas.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So when I saw him play that, I knew he played maybe like two or three of them.
Hmm.
I knew he had to have bottom deck some a
Yeah,
Roy or two.
yeah. You lose a lot of gas. Yeah. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that card just because, like, you have so much card selection already. You don't really want to bottom your good ones. You just want to bottom the bad ones, you know?
Yeah. Any search where it's like top five, four, bottom deck the rest, I try to stay away from.
Yeah,
And
fair, fair.
then my next matchup was Green Toshiro, table two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So for that one, he was just cleaning house. I didn't see a
Yeah.
single a single Roy raid. I was playing a lot of the smaller bodies. But he played perfectly. I think he got fourth,
Yeah, he
I believe.
ended up bricking in the last round, and he lost to first place, putting him
Y-
at fourth. Jesse B. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was real stressful. He just kept doing Kenpachis. Riza couldn't really do much. She can't mine it.
What'd you say about my BP? Just
Yeah. He had like two of the small body Kenpachis on the board for like the entire game. I just couldn't get over it.
oh, jeez, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and then raid after raid, Toshiro freezing my board. I was it was
Yep,
unlucky.
yep, yep. Them's
And then
them's the breaks. Them's the game.
yeah, it happens.
Yep.
Uh and at the end of that match is where it kinda got unlucky. They deck checked us, so they arranged our cards. They kept it for a good amount of time, and then I feel like we didn't have too much time to like kind of shuffle through our deck for the next round. So
Mm.
the eighth round, purple bleach, I bricked. I bricked so bad. I'm like 4, 5, 4, 4, 3. I did a mulligan. The brick was worse.
Oh no.
I AP drew for I want to say 4 turns. Still nothing. Couldn't really play much. He got aggressive seeing my board state, so that was unfortunate. But it happens. He played perfectly. He also topped eight. Um, so yeah, I mean, not really too much I could do about that. Uh, the last 2 rounds I had, because we had a repairing. Um, I had an early advantage on a squad zero. Uh, I was able to control his board. Like we kind of like played through it fast, and then I think I got him down to four, four life before they repaired. And then my last repair was just blue Sukuna.
Ooh.
Um, he was playing very aggressive, but I was able to keep taking out his raids, targeting his raid targets and getting them off board. And then ultimately it just came down to me just mad aggression, just going for life, taking life after life. And thankfully
Yeah.
that one went smooth. And yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the
I'm Sukuna on the last round. That's shocking to me. Just Sukuna still in our meta. Okay.
yeah, he's always there.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Those
So
UGs do a lot of damage.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Bounce is good. It feels like there's so many good on plays now. Anyways,
Mm,
that's a different discussion. So, looking at all of that, you clearly had quite a bout to get through. I think everyone would vastly agree that Toto is the best meta killing deck in our meta. He's just
oh,
designed to utterly annihilate everybody who wants to be safe with their energy lines and
yeah.
need more than four. Um, but you managed to get through two of those. The mirror match, I mean, Renji Rush, that was Tony that you had to play against.
Mm,
And I mean, that's just, it's a hard deck to beat because its consistency is unrivaled. 12 zeros, 8 ones, eight
yeah.
of them are looters. What are you going to do? Like, it's just,
Yeah, he pushed up all his small bodies, built his energy. There was like no coming back.
yep, yep, that's what the deck's built to do. So looking at all of that, do you think that there would be any changes you would make to this deck? Saying you could get in a time machine right now, change your list a little bit, know that you're going to run into these matchups and hopefully do better, or do you think this is your comfortable list for Roy?
Um, I will say the card I'd probably change is Military's in Trouble.
Yeah.
So I'd keep that at 1 or 0.
Mm,
And the only reason I say that is when I play like local tournaments or anything like that,
mhm.
it comes in handy and I actually play it. But I feel like at a regionals, this people are just too good. I I feel like in all my matchups, I would see it, but I wouldn't have time to like play it because everyone was like super aggressive and building their board, keeping their energy. Everyone
Uh,
was doing smart plays, and I feel like I only played it once.
hmm.
And other than that, it was just sideline.
Now, another question I have for you is, have you considered the 2-drop Ed, the when active Gen 2 Ed, or do you think that card's not really suitable for this deck just because of the Toto matchup in particular?
I honestly saw it, and I would never play it in my opinion.
Okay.
The only bad thing about it is that it's a non-trigger. It's not a raid target. Um, and then you could build up to 3 energy like super fast and be able to find your double energy. So, Edward, probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
blame people for using it. I see why they use it. It'll be good for like early energy. But yeah, me personally, probably not.
Okay, cool. Just wanted your insight on that. That's great. So, do you plan on going to any more regionals, or are you just coasting off of this one and gonna be going to nationals and living that dream?
I am planning to do Florida because
Florida, nice.
uh I will say regionals is just fun.
Yeah.
Like such a large scale competition is just like super fun. I'm very competitive. I went to Gen Con, didn't do too well there.
Mhm.
Um, but overall, it's just fun. Like, we don't have the strongest or biggest locals around my area, so it's not always full or stacked with people. So, like, going to these is awesome for me. I just love it being in that competitive environment and playing all these other great players.
Yeah.
But yeah, Florida is definitely the goal.
There's something to say about actually enjoying competition instead of just grinding through it. I really do
Mhm,
appreciate that. And that is usually the difference between many competitive players and pseudo competitive players, you know?
mhm.
So since you're going to that one and you're not going to LA, that means you don't mind spilling the secret sauce you think people need to be looking out for when it comes to LA. What do you think is the deck that everybody needs to be practicing against right now? And if you're not, you're expecting to lose.
Um, I would say Kenshin is like another Toto. So I
Ooh.
would definitely look out for that. That I feel like players will play that. Saitama, all yellow, always got to look out for that.
Mhm.
Um, Kaiju number 8, I would say people should look out for that.
That won't be
Uh,
legal for LA. That'll be at
oh, okay, okay.
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't too sure on the release date, but yeah, I feel like the same decks that are being super impactful now is definitely like what you should look out for now. Renji Rush also too.
Yeah, Renji Rush just keeps showing up and everybody's like, that's a meme deck. No, it isn't. No, the
No,
fuck
it
it is
does
not.
damage.
Yeah.
If the
Damage
person
2.
pilots it right, it's it does amazing.
Yeah. Damage 2 is still 2 damage.
Mhm.
All right.
And
Yeah.
of course Lancelot too.
Yeah. Big scary Lance, the biggest green deck that is very scary right now.
Those high rolls.
All right. Well, I think that covers just about everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for joining me today, Cloud. Really do appreciate it. Do you have a local scene you want to shout out, or maybe you make content and want to shout that out? Anything at all?
Uh I would like to thank the Rumble Ramba guys and Spada is one of the local places I play at. And also my boys that I do practice matches with all the times, Shadow, Papito, like those are my guys.
I love Pepito so much. I play with
Yeah.
him all the time.
And my boy Terry too, doing the practice matches with all of them is it's helped so much.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Be sure to look out for the next regionals. I think this is going to be my last interview until we start looking at LA for everybody performing out there. Thank you so much for showing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Goodbye.
Thank you for having me.